Hello, I'm being eaten by a fish today, apparently. Hope you're doing well, Zarek, Charlie, Kelly, Ayla, Avo. Hope you're having a pleasant day. I actually got some sleep last night, so that's a good start. Yeah, let's ranch some Slicksters. That's definitely what we're going to be doing today. Because, well, we've set up a rudimentary poke shell ranch. We've still got to fill it with ethanol. The poke shells are happy at the moment, but they're not producing a lot of oak shell eggs. So, let's get some more CO2. Let's get some more ethanol distillers. I'm going to have to add some pitcher pumps in here so that they crawl around the ethanol a bit more. Still not sure it's actually going to be enough, but it's worth a shot. In any case, I like poke shells, and I wanted to show this build off. We have an abundance of carbon dioxide. because we've been letting a carbon dioxide vent erupt for ages. And we have a carbon skimmer, but it's at the base level, so it's not doing anything. So, yeah. Hello, Leofar. How are you doing? Molar masses? What are you talking about? I'm not a chemist. Get out of here. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. Yeah, so I guess the first thing to do is open this back up, and then we'll go from there. Oh, it's dormant? Great. Fantastic. Okay. In any case, there's carbon dioxide. It's going to be quite cold because it's coming from the geyser. We do have a lot of heat down here. All of this extra steam means we can get anything to pretty much 125 degrees C pretty easily. So I think my plan is going to be that we put the Slickster ranch over here. This bit here is less than, well, it's more than 30 tiles. So I'm pretty confident I can fit my Slickster ranch from my ranching video in this gap. And I might actually fit it in this gap. Yeah, I think I will. So I'm going to have to figure out exactly what I'm doing with this area. We have a lot of mercury. Was I planning on doing anything with this mercury? I don't think I was. I have a lot more mercury over there. Perhaps it would be wise for me to make an actual tank for that. I kind of still want to melt it a little bit. Is it rational for me to turn this into a metal tile just to melt the rest of this mercury? I think it is. It's not going to gasify it. Yeah, I'm going to do that for a hot minute. Literally. I just put that right here. Let's see what that does. Oh, you're looking for liquids that have the same density in Oni. Ah. I have no idea. Yeah, Guildgo breeding is going okay. A lot of them are dying from overheating. That's fine. They're also not quite getting enough brackine. That's also fine. We have enough slime, and I think we have enough biodiesel for whatever we're planning on doing with that rocket. We will do that at some point. Yeah, we've got 1.5 tanks worth of biodiesel now from that. So that's nice. Yeah, we're going to put the Slicksters over here. And what that is going to mean is all the carbon dioxide is going to have to go around this. That's irritating. Okay, how are we going to solve that problem? Well, I think a good first step would be to keep digging out this very useful metal. So let's actually cancel that. Put in a dig, including the back wall. We'll leave the dirt, but we'll grab all the metal. And then we'll let the rest of this polluted water out here, I think. The only question is, how do we get in there now? This door won't allow it. We could start by letting this water out and go from there. That's probably fine. Oh wait, we can't even get in here? What's going on, guys? Oh, I need a tile there. Oh, no wonder you can't reach the friggin' plant pulverizer. Okay, well, there you go. Biodiesel and phyto oil, and the other one is nectar and salt water. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, so all of the ethanol is going to go up here, and I'm going to need to make a lot more ethanol. So I think what I'm actually going to do at the moment, just temporarily, we don't have any liquids for these things. Or I'm going to remove these and put one ethanol distiller over here. I could actually put 2 in if I move the condo. I might do that. Just for now. And then we'll set those up to go over there as well. That should leave... let's see, where's that going to go? So it's going to go here, that's going to go here. So I think for now I'm probably just going to do it like this. And then that could go here. We'll fill this in at a rate of 2 kilograms per second. Yeah, I hope you're all having a good day. Channel news. I actually took down the Shinebug video because I should have taken it down when this update came out, but now that Shinebugs don't produce light when they're unhappy, the Sandbox Showcase 15. So I did a post about it. If you still want to access the video, the link is in the post, but I've taken it down from YouTube publicly because now you can't get light from unhappy Shinebugs. It doesn't really feel very sensible. to have that video still up when that was the whole focus of the build. Didn't just say deprecated. Yeah, well, I put it on unlisted and I've set it to nerfed. The problem is, I did notice someone commented on the short, which I'm glad about, but they said it looked really cool. And I don't want people to look at it and think they can still do it. What about Baby Shinebug Light? Baby Shinebug Light. That's a good question. I haven't tested that. In any case, the ranch design in that video is also quite outdated because it involved the old critter drop-off. I've since come up with a much better way of moving the critters around. And then I also, in the updated Shinebug video, I also want to talk about actually breeding the variants. Because I know people don't generally do it, but I want people to realize what's actually involved in the simplest way of getting up to the Radiant bugs and the Abyss bugs. And then also, I want to talk about the resin from the eggs. The happiness change just made most designs out of date, but the thing is, that's not actually true. It means, basically, it's a buff to most designs. If you put, it basically means now it's worth putting a critter fountain and everything. The old builds still work, mostly. Just, they're not the most efficient solution. But with the Shinebug specifically, they completely broke the reactor. So it doesn't sell power anymore. Beacon reactor forever. I still haven't thought of a good design for beacon reactor. Baby Shinebugs still produce light when they're cramped, so if you put a normal Shinebug reactor, if you have a normal Shinebug reactor, you could still pull 380 watts on a solar panel with about 300 adult Shinebugs and their occasional egg laying. That is interesting. So the ones in the reactor, you've got to make sure they're all laying their replacement eggs. And then you're getting about a fifth of the uptime. I did not know that. In any case, I think it's worth revamping. The fact that you could do... The fact that you can actually do baby Shinebugs and they still emit light. That's very stupid. Isn't it? Is that just another dev oversight? Or is that intentional? I don't think it should work like that. Is it? Oh, it's just because they're actually happy because they're tiny babies, isn't it? They get the +1 happiness from being a tiny baby. So you need about 5 times as many Shinebugs as before. Oh my god. The design already required too many Shinebugs. In any case, I think it's a substantial enough update. Let's get some more Corallium. It's a substantial enough update that I think it's worth actually just doing a completely new video for. Because basically every minute of the video is something I would want to change if I was recording it now. You'd have the Shinebugs required anyways if we have a normal reactor. Yeah. Yeah. It's true. Well, that is interesting. It's very interesting. Right, let's put some ethanol distillers down. But yeah, feel free to show me your... Feel free to show me your beacon reactor. I'd like to see that. How's the wire here? Seems okay at the moment. I think I might be putting too many things on this wire. There's a lot of intermittent consumers. I can see it browning out occasionally. I'm probably going to want to move a few more things off this wire. Yeah, we've still got all the friggin' metal refineries and things on this. And there are no other consumer wires we can use. So this one is the bleachstone hoppers and the geotuners. I feel like I should be able to hook up some more stuff to that line. This one is a load of power bank chargers, so probably don't want to mess with that one. This one is for the oxalate refinery. Thing is, what can I actually pull off this line? Is there anything I can actually pull off this line that would make sense? Pull off it. I could probably have it take just these items. Right? So then if I just build a wire here, I'm going to disconnect this temporarily. Oh. Hold on. That's not what's supposed to happen. That's supposed to connect into here. Okay, so what I actually need to do... This bridge needs to change. Okay, I've got to priority 9 that bridge. Okay, that's already been done. How do you dissipate heat in a dirty brick? I'm running out of steam up top. I don't know what you mean by that, if I'm being honest. Right, let's put a conductive bridge here. So, is this all just going to go on the same line now? I think it all is. So that means I can get rid of that bridge and merge these. Okay, let's do that. Let's see how that goes. Okay, so the good news is we melted more of this mercury. The bad news is there's a load of there's a load of abyssalite here. So I should probably get rid of that. I don't actually want to get rid of the mercury. I might want that for later. Mercury does not absorb a lot of heat, so this should be quite effective at melting stuff. But yeah, I'm going to put the Slicksters here. Also, I should actually dig this out, shouldn't I? Can I just get up here somehow? Mafic rock, go up here, release the mercury. Seems fine. There's not a huge amount of mercury apart from that. Right, let's see. So, that line... Okay, you need to actually build that. That's fine. You will do that, that'll be okay. There's a little bit of ethanol here, that's fine. It's running. Oh, it's not running because the biodiesel is too hot. Let's actually put some gear barn back in this. Just a little bit. Oh god, no. Now I'm recirculating the rad pills in here. I wanted medical supplies. Oh god. Is that going to be a problem? I don't know. I mean, these technically absorb heat, don't they? But they're never going to leave the conveyor rail, are they? Oh, whatever. I don't care. So long as they don't actually melt, I think we're fine. Although I should definitely stop dumping more in here now. They will absorb some heat, I guess. Good luck. Right, that was actually... Okay, that's a separate wire. Why was that overloading? Is there a battery that this is connected to? Oh, there's a plug slug it's connected to. Ah, okay, well I'm not going to worry about that. That doesn't seem to actually be overloading anything. So that thermo aquatuner has been taken off now, which I think is fine, because it doesn't need to run all the time. So this should run a bit more often now, I think, the other bits. I'm not going to actually automate the wood delivery for these, because I don't want these running forever. So just fill them up, and then they'll keep producing more ethanol, and we'll fill this up. Similarly, I'm actually going to rotate this, so we can fit 2 pitcher pumps here. So that they can climb around the pitcher pumps, and actually spend more time in the ethanol. Because we aren't getting a single... We haven't gotten a single oak shell egg yet. So that one can go here. Yeah, I'll have to remove this one too. How goes the mercury draining? That's a lot of mercury. Well, that's fine. That's all going to melt really quickly. What I can do is actually just put some more tiles over here. That should melt stuff pretty quickly. So how about we just put a metal tile over here, and then that'll do the job. I just don't want to mine up any of the mercury. If we want to use it later, then we should use it later. Oh, are you actually... Zarek, you're trapped. That was a bad deal for you. I'm going to dig this out now. That should be fine. In fact, actually, you leave that, and then go up here, do that. This is going to get a bit convoluted. I think at this point I might just give up and put a ladder in. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, go do a crime, and then we'll get the rest of this polluted water in here, and that will help with the pump. This is mostly covered in... Actually, it's not covered in water anymore. That's interesting. What was I doing again? The pitcher pumps. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Yeah, so I'm going to update the Shinebug video, but that's not going to be for a while, because we have bigger fish to fry. Literally. We have many fish videos to make. Yeah, that should work just fine, because that's in the same position. I can't really put any doors in here, but these provide a tile for the critters without actually taking up a tile's worth of space. Although... I need to disable them, because I obviously don't want you just pumping and recirculating their mercury at the moment. We'll use them later. For sure. For something. But yeah, now they can stand in the ethanol a little bit longer. I believe this does actually eventually lead to us getting oak shells. But we'll see, because it needs to get all the way up here, so they're doing it on this bit as well. You know what the funny thing is? There might be a way for me to do it so that they traverse down on the pitcher pump. That might actually save enough tiles that we can close this in.
Thanks for the follow.
That could work. Thank you very much for following the magnificent Michael. Hope you're having a... Hope you're enjoying yourself. But yeah, I don't know about your question with the the dirty brick. I just don't know what you mean by dissipate the heat. Where do you want to dissipate it? Do you want to add more steam, or are you trying to get rid of the steam? Oh, this needs to be bridged. You've seen people use gantries before? That's cool. I think doing it just how we've done it here is better, because there's less tiles up here for them to run on as well. I could probably do it by rotating the auto sweepers, but I would need to not have... I wouldn't be able to have the loader here. That could be fine, but I need to add another loader at the bottom. That's worth playing around with, but let's fill this tank with ethanol first before we mess with that anymore. If we see anyone with above a 1% chance, that means they're actually going to stay down here long enough. Eventually. That guy had a 1% chance. I don't know, I could dream. I think once it's actually up to this level, it should be okay. I probably don't care about this, so suppress current notifications on that. That did not work, because there's not enough mercury here. I think what I'm looking for is a temp shift plate. We have diamond. Not that I really want to use a load of mercury. Actually, I could just make these out of... Do I have any mercury? Making them out of basalt is probably good enough. So, probably one there, one there. Let's dig up all the snow and stuff as well, because I don't care about any of this. And then that's pretty much all the mercury. There's a little bit over here. I could get them to come down here and we could melt this as well. And then once all that mercury is melted and we dump it at the bottom of the map, where it will get pumped, then I'll start building the Slickster Ranch up here. So that could go like that. And then I guess dig all of this as well. I don't care about the ice. That is phosphorite. The poor seal. I think the seal might still be okay. He's seen many fallen brethren. Yeah, the temperature plate will just melt it immediately, so that's good. I could just keep building these and go up here gradually without actually digging up any mercury. That seems good to me. Oh, who's idle? Eduardo is trapped because you need to build the ladder. Okay, that ladder needs to get built. At least we're actually making the brackine again now. We have plenty of pincher peppers, so we should have plenty of brackine. Yeah, get these guys breeding again, please. Who's gonna do this? No one's gonna... Oh, is access disabled again? Yes! That's very funny. Okay. Sandstone ladder. Huh? Excuse me? Okay, so that's gonna have to go there. So please build that, Eduardo. Perhaps I should have rescued these guys earlier, because they've been trapped for a little while now. I mean, it's good that you've been making lots of brackine. Now, am I actually... I don't think I'm actually automatically delivering the pinch peppers here. Is that something I should be considering? No, I am. They're going in here. Well, that's good. Okay. Well, I'm not seeing a lot of brownouts. So I'm going to presume this is okay for now. You're running, you're running. You need to run as well. I don't really want to set up more than this for now. Let's keep melting the mercury. This is pretty easy. So I think if we do it like this, that will get everything. That's all melted apart from this one. In fact, I think if I just build a temperature plate up here, it will just melt everything anyways. Mercury has so little heat capacity. This is actually fine. There's a little bit of water. That's okay as well. So I think what we'll do is... we'll dig through here. This doesn't need to keep transferring heat now. Let's close that off. And then I'll put another one here. And then all the mercury can get dumped in a big pit down here that we're not going to pump. So that could go over here. And then I'll start digging through all this material. We probably want to dig out all this coal anyways. And then we could use this pincher pepper again as well. Pincher pepper? Oh my god. Plant pulverizer. English. Do I speak it? Oh, that's in the wrong place. Hold on. Put that one there. I don't think there's any more mercury in here. I would also like to actually dig out this phosphorite, which we can do. The actual access over here is going to be that, I imagine. Yeah, I'm going to be out this weekend, so don't expect another big YouTube video this weekend. I will, however, make a short specifically about the new liquid bypass that we've been using in a few places with the valves. Oh, I let some mercury in here by accident. That's no good. We need actual non-liquid tiles so that the guys can actually excrete more mucin. That would be nice. And what we'll do is, I think I'll just literally pump all of the CO2 gases. And then we'll just do something involving that. Now, what's this going to look like? I think I should probably just ladder all of this. So let's make this out of basalt. Let's go down here. I'm gonna squid-proof this area. That would be a good start, wouldn't it? And then let's just keep doing ladders. And then we'll go dig everything out. Yeah, I think that should be fine. All this mercury should settle at the bottom, I think. Yeah, that should work. And as for where I'm actually going to put the Slicksters, yeah, it's probably just going to be here. And then I'll have all of the excess Slicksters down here. And what I will have to do is I'll have to make sure this is a nice clear passageway for carbon dioxide. There is more polluted brine up here. I'm thinking I should probably also dump this into here. So let's actually extend this up. And we'll let all this carbon dioxide over here out as well. There is a squid. I can let the polluted brine out of a squid-proof passage. That should be fine. Oh, that's all melting now? How intriguing. So let's just do that for now. Am I just going to want to dig out all of this ice? Maybe. Surely the squids will be pleased by a sudden addition of mercury. So that could get removed. I could put a fire pole here. That would be pretty easy. You could make that out of... actually, you know what? Make that out of zinc. How is the tepidizer looking? This has cooled down a bit. That's good. The pills are still going around. Great. I know people have actually talked about using pills to transfer heat because they're made of genetic ooze and they don't melt ever. Has anyone ever done that? I feel like there was an exploit involving that and thermal conductivity. Are heavy metals toxic to invertebrates? Yes. I'm sure dumping literal tons of mercury onto the environment is not good for living creatures. Using pills, using medical supplies, like the basic rad pill. Those sorts of things, and running them on conveyors for thermal manipulation. I don't know exactly what it is, but I remember seeing something interesting involving that. But yeah, we'll let all the liquids down here. I probably will dig a little bit out here as well. You guys can just swim and access all of this. We'll get rid of all the back walls as well. Back when wood was genetic ooze, people used to cool with it. Wood was genetic ooze? Good grief. Oh, Charlie Kelly, you've switched from Twitch to YouTube. Hello. I saw someone use Atmos suit on a conveyor for heat. Back when wood was called lumber. Yeah. You know, in the ancient past. But yeah, well, that carbon dioxide down here. The issue is going to be all these liquids. Yeah, so the idea is... The idea is very much that I'm going to dig out these tiles. And... It's kind of funny that these guys are all hanging on the pole. I probably will get rid of that tower kelp at some point. I don't think I want to do that one. I'll do that. I want to basically, I just want to make a passageway for the carbon dioxide to go. I'll sweep this as well. We don't need oxygen in here. The pincher peppers do not care about the gas in the room. They just care about the pressure. I'll take a grilling booster. It's fine. Suits still work. The suits retain the property of the metal used. It's conductive. Oh, wow. So you just have a load of Atmos suits on conveyor belts, and then it's 300 metal per packet. on the rail. That's a good idea, actually. No upkeep needed. So the carbon dioxide is going to go down this way, because we can't get it past all these liquids. It could get past these liquids. Possibly. Let's sweep that all up and see what happens. I do find it quite funny that they get on top of the door as well. That makes me laugh. But yeah, that's going to take a while. It's going to take a while to dig all of this out. The mercury is sinking, which is good. We have sealed off all of our thermal gas fishes properly. I think I should start printing more dupes again. Should I just print more dupes until we actually, for real, run out of power banks? How many guild goes? Not that many, only 70 guild goes. Theoretically, we should be able to get up to 220 in here or something with a single breeder ranch. Yeah, guild goes and slow goes are kind of crazy. This is our slime source. It's not awful. I must admit, it's not quite as much slime as I thought it would be, but that's because they aren't breeding that much. That number is based off of each adult Slogo having between 14 and 35 babies in its lifespan, depending on how happy it is. But this does depend on them drinking the bracky. If they have 9 happiness, which is the maximum they can have, they will go up to 142% reproduction per cycle. As adults, that means they're going to lay like 29 eggs in their adult lifetime. Maybe I overestimated. But basically, times this amount by 30, and that's probably the amount of actual excess guild goes or slow goes that you're going to have. But of course, I did talk about it in my YouTube video. So, for the details, please do check that out. How's this looking? Let's put the fire pole here as well. They're going to be doing a lot of running around in here. I think the amount of mercury is going to be low enough I can do this and let the polluted brine out into here. Is that actually something I want to do? It probably is, but let's be sensible about it and make sure that it's only a path that the squids can't follow. We have plenty of wild squids over here, so I'm not worried about getting rid of them completely. So we'll do that and we'll let the stuff out. But actually, to do that, I'm going to have to come down here and dig that out as well. Probably this. We can get over there. And then we'll have basically this whole area that we can do Slickster Ranch again. So at this point, I think I'm also actually just going to ladder this. And we're going to start excavating all of this stuff. What about the bonbon tree? Do I care about that? I probably should care about it, but I don't. You can always intercept the bonbon tree seed, but the seeds aren't going anywhere, are they? We should be fine. Right, yeah, let this all out. I'm sure this will go swimmingly. There's a pin pocket in here as well. We haven't... I don't think we've been processing these. Maybe we have. In any case, we'll need some for our final mission of actually doing all the pin pocket growing for the sap tree. Yeah, the end game of this run is going to be the sap tree and feeding it loads of pin pockets so we can get as much sap as possible. And then the end game for the series run, which we will restart at some point, is going to be ranching husky moos and gassy moos and doing a load of critter ranching based on that with the organic dupes. What's going on here? Snow. Oh, right, the snow isn't melting. Fair, fair. Yeah, keep digging that up. I will dig all of that out as well. I don't think our Slickster setup is going to take more space than this. Let's just see what the liquid levels end up at. Yeah, there you go. Release all the liquids. So the squids are going to get irate about this, probably. Oh, I'm going to need to drain this liquid too. This liquid actually isn't connected, so what I should probably do is just come in here and do this. Just pour it all out. I'll get you to get rid of these temperature plates now, because we don't want to waste all that material. But yeah, this is one of the most powerful things we could do. If we actually needed the water as well, that would be something. We're back up to 6,000 kilograms per tile of steam in here. I do find it a bit silly that you can pressurize the steam way beyond the liquid overpressure threshold of these other buildings. But that's how the game works. I should put a temperature plate here. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? I could put one here, too. I don't really want to accidentally delete the steam. I don't think that would accidentally delete the steam. Let's give it a try. Is there geothermal niobium planned for series? We have actually done that before. We did that in... It was either Blasted Series or Bionic Buddies. No, it wasn't Blasted Series. That was the one where we actually did the steam power. It was Bionic Buddies on YouTube. We did actually do geothermal space materials at the end of that run. We're out power banks again. Interesting. I guess we'll see what happens. Yeah, there goes all that polluted brine. So that should actually eventually get back to this pump, I think. I'm not that worried. So once all this liquid is drained... There's a few more liquids over here. I could actually do it like this. And then we could dig that. And then all of that liquid will go as well. I want to try and re-tackle the geothermal pump again with the turbo depotizer. I mean, yeah. I still think the metal refinery is probably the best way to do that. The only thing is, you'd probably need to run it with... I think what you would optimally do is run the metal refinery with liquid uranium or some liquid metal that you get in the pipe, so it can get up to the max temperature, and then you only need to inject 150 degrees C back into it every time it goes in and out.
I'm in a fish mood now. Fish has been established.
Fish
it was
mood?
established, wasn't it?
It has been established now. I'm fish. There you go. Look, there was a fish. Yeah, I feel like having the metal refinery full of liquid uranium is the best plan. We did it in magma when we did it on Twitch. Mostly because we had a volcano there and it was already hot enough. The reason I haven't actually done a video on the geothermal heat pump for space materials yet is because you get so many products out of it that I'm kind of questioning my will to live. Looks like we've actually given the hermit some decor now. That's good. I guess I'll get rid of that wire then. I don't want to waste the metal. Normally I don't really care about that, but I think I do in this run. Fish! Yeah, you guys need to eat the brackine and be happy again. I think you are. How many eggs do we have? We have 35 eggs. That's not a lot. We probably need more ranching dupes at this point, if I'm being actually realistic. Is there any other water I want to put in here? Probably not this. This is clean water. We could use this for research. We are still carrying on with the research. We don't have the databanks. So let's do non-databank research for now. Just anything will do. Yeah, there goes all the mercury. Let's sweep all of that out. And when you've done that, then I think we can start on the Slickster build. I might give them a little bit of time just to catch up on things. Is that transferring any more heat? I feel like the constraint is just this actual steel door itself. I could, if I tile this, I could replace this with a door as well. But I don't think I'd actually be able to get in there to do the build now, so I'm not going to bother. I can't just tweak everything endlessly forever. Bulb bloom produces a little bit of light even when it's just in a little puddle. By the way. Potentially very useful. Oh, we've actually got some pinpock eye up here that we haven't reached. Interesting. Right. I think this is good enough. Okay, let's actually have a look at this now. So, what's that gonna be? Load up YouTube. Let's load up the Slickster build. Do I want to mirror it? I don't think I do. The only thing we will have to do is actually add more room so we can add the critter fountains. Is the plural of pinpock eye? Oh my god. Who knows? The devs probably know, but will they tell anyone? I'm not so certain. Yeah, sweep all that mercury. And then, actually, you know what? Let's dump all the mercury over here for now, in case you want it later. Right. Okay, so what does this room look like? Oh my god, that's too zoomed out. That's too zoomed out. Let me actually link you the video as well. I should always do this whenever I'm talking about a video on stream. There you go. What if one pinpock eye is a pinpoke? Yeah, I think pinpock eye is the plural. I think that's actually the case. Right, I don't think this is going to be overly complicated. The main thing is we're probably going to have a little bit of a liquid overhang. We're going to have a little overhang over here where we're going to have all of the excess oil. And I'm probably going to have to seal everything off. That's fine. But you know what? Let's get a slightly different screenshot. Okay, that's clearer. Alright, alright. Sorry, enough stalling. Hello, Bane. Hope you're doing well. I'm just planning out what we're actually going to do with the Slickster Ranch. So what we need to do, we need to make a 30... Is it 30 or 32? I think it's 32 tile extent for the chute. So that means if I'm keeping the plant pulverizers there, that's going to be over here. So let's put the chute right here on this back wall that I forgot to remove. Again, that's going to be the egg chute. I think this is actually an acceptable place to put that. Yeah, it should be fine. A pinpock eye with 2 eyes. Oh god. Right, and we'll start building around this. So this is going to be where we dump all the Slickster eggs. And then we're going to have a shaft that they navigate in a big pool of oil so that they actually get to the ranches. And I shouldn't have to put anything here. We'll get this all up to the steam temperature so we can just get molten Slicksters, primarily. So we're going to actually just want to dump all the oil out of this at first. We're probably going to want to pump it somewhere. An infinite storage would actually be a good idea, but... Are we going to do that? I don't know. I'm excited, though. We haven't actually done this build on stream before. We're getting a few of these things done on stream, actually. It's nice. The good thing about this build as well is the access shaft, I guess, is going to get cut off by the neutronium. I don't think we're going to need that many Slickster ranches. We're not going to be making that much carbon dioxide. Each Slickster consumes 20 kilograms per cycle of carbon dioxide. That is 33.3 grams per second each. So, let's see. I don't know exactly how many breeders we're going to have up here. It's probably going to be somewhere in the region of 12. So that would be 400 grams per second of carbon dioxide. That is not a lot. This produces 167 grams per second. But all of our excess Slicksters will be contributing as well at 20% efficiency. We're going to have a lot of excess Slicksters. So I think having 2 or 3 ranches will be good enough. That'll be interesting. Let's see. What are you guys even talking about in chat? All right, well, what are we printing? What are we printing? Oh, it's got to be nutrient bars. Hooray, nutrient bars. Yeah, so I guess the access shaft's going to be there, but I'm not going to lose sleep over that. And then the excess Slicksters room is going to be here. All of the excess Slicksters are going to stand on this one singular tile. And you know what that means? It means... Oh, it means they're probably going to produce some oil. Oh, I know what we do. We get them to produce a little bit of oil over here. It overflows into this tile, and then we put the mesh tile in. We'll get them to just start pooping the oil first, I think. And then we'll set it up for actually pumping the petroleum. I don't think the petroleum tank needs to be insulated. Well, it probably does, doesn't it? Okay, let's do that. It's going to be probably just a normal liquid pump with a sensor. So let's make the room like that. We're going to have another door here. The liquid blob of oil we're going to have here is going to be a pretty effective insulator. So I shouldn't actually have to do anything else other than put these tiles in to insulate that. Can I make a version of this where we can actually just reach everything? That would be perfect, wouldn't it? Let's put this... You know what, I'm going to make this out of steel. We have plenty of steel now. We have over 11 tons of steel. And if there's molten Slicksters involved, it probably is eventually going to get above 125C. So that's going to go there. This needs to reach this tile. I think I can actually... I think what I'll do... I'll make this one room. And then we can walk in somehow. In fact, I think if we're going to do that, I can actually just put the door here. And then we can walk in. And I can put a ladder here, and then we can walk in as well. Okay. So that tile is going there, that tile is going there, and then we can just climb in and access everything in here. Okay, that's good. So this is going to contain all of the hot oil, so... But that doesn't need to be insulated because it's not the outside of the build. This will be insulated because that's going to be the inside of the build. Outside the build. My last Slickster farm filtered all non-molten into the evolution chamber. Yeah, we're going to do the same. But obviously we're not starting with molten Slickster. So we'll work our way up. Now, the one annoying thing about this is we are going to have a single wide shaft. That's probably okay. I think we can still reach all of these tiles. And get rid of these ladders. Then... Oh. That's not going to be the chute. That's not going to be the chute. That's going to be a critter sensor. The chute where we dump the guys we want is going to be in here. And we're going to do something with a door here. And then that's going to be the actual access into the ranch itself. So I guess this means they're going to be accessing all the ranches this way. That's kind of irritating. No, oh, for goodness sake. Okay, that's not what we want to see, is it? I think this can actually be a door as well, if I'm being really honest. And then we can have the dupes walk through it. But this is going to be the actual bit where we're ranching the guys. So that's going to go there. I'm going to get rid of these. We're going to have some tiles here. Oh, I really fucked this up. This is one tile lower than it should be. Oh my god. How? How did I do that? Okay. Alright, alright, alright. I'm just gonna have to do all of that again then. Okay. Because this insulated tile needs to line up with this one. And that's going to be the whole oil shaft along here. We'll get it working with regular Slicksters to start with, and then we'll do something else. So that's going to have to go here. That can get removed. That could go. That can go. I'm going to have to remember what to do for all of this now. Yeah. Right, that could go there, that could go there. That could go here. This could go there. That could get removed. Cancel the door. Remove that door. Move all of these doors. Oh. It's so painful. Fire snails. Indeed. First thing I hear the moment I start watching the stream is excellent place. Yeah. Perfect. You believe in me? That's good. I believe in me too, but this is not something that should have happened. Right, get rid of this. Put a tile here. That chute doesn't need to go there. These can be regular tiles. These can be regular tiles. That can get removed, that can get removed, that can get removed, that can get removed. And then that can get removed. This can go here. Remove these. Remove. Remove all of this. Usually it takes me so long to build a regular Slickster ranch, I find the molten one and quickly get down to building a normal farm. Yeah, that's convenient. That's a good way of doing it. Right, that door could go there. This can get removed, this can get removed. We want a regular door here. That's going to be where the critter sensor goes. Mesh tile is going to go there. Then tile there. Mechanized airlock here. The mechanized airlock is going to let the excess Slicksters wander around. I think I might have to rewatch this video just to confirm how everything works with this, but the point is, when we have Slicksters, they're all going to run along and find their ranches through this chute. That's the intention. I think we can make this a door. I love how my first instinct now when it comes to critters is just to spam pneumatic doors absolutely everywhere. So this is going to be the top, which means this is going to be the ranch. Means I am going to have to remove the fire pole at some point. I'm going to have to put a ladder here as well. Let's priority 9 all of this as well. I'll put a high pressure gas vent here as well, because if we have excess CO2, I'm going to dump it in here. If it's in a pipe. So that's going to be the tile we want. This is going to be the mesh tile. This is going to be where we put all the eggs. So this is going to be a door as well. Then we should be able to get in here and wander around. I can remove this. And then... this could be insulated. I could sweep up all that liquid at some point. That's going to be a liquid pump. That's going to be made out of steel. I'll put a hydro sensor in as well. Then I could actually fit 2 conveyor loaders in here. I'm not sure if I need to, but I'm going to put them in. So that's going to go here, that's going to go here. And yeah, all the extra Slicksters are going to get dumped on that one tile. This should be a regular tile just when we get started, so I can make that liquid blob pretty easily. And I will get them to sweep up all of this liquid as well. So that's all priority 9. The auto sweeper in here as well is going to grab stuff. What is it going to grab? I don't know. I don't like that it's reaching up here. Maybe we were trying to avoid that. Okay, so this is going to be a door. When the ranch is full, this door's going to shut, and the Slickster won't be able to find its way up here. That is intentional. Then we're going to put a grooming station in, a regular grooming station. I'm not going to faff about with the aquatic grooming stations or anything like that. Oh, we can't reach this because of this tile here. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to have to remove that then while we do this. If I put a ladder here, that would be accessible, actually. That's what I need to do. I forgot. But go ahead and build the ladder first, then we'll put the tile back in. Then let's get rid of this, because I'm not going to bother with that in the end. Oh, actually, hold on. Don't do that yet. Don't do that yet. Dump all the mercury in here as a high priority, because this is going to keep melting here, otherwise it's going to be very annoying. Maybe we should just get them to sweep all of this while we can. Is that actually... oh, that's a fairly large amount of mercury, apparently. Okay. Weird. Right, this auto sweeper is going to go here. You can move around that bit now, so I'm going to shut this again. Am I going for molten or regular Slicksters? Well, we're going to start with a regular Slickster, and we're going to switch to molten Slicksters pretty quickly. I could actually use the Printerceptor and the Critter Fluxomatic. That's probably not the worst idea in the world. Nah, I think we're going to start with regular Slicksters. I think that's fine. We'll probably want some crude oil for some things, but it's definitely mostly going to be the molten ones. That's the aim. I'm going to have to start planning this in a minute. Because I need to see exactly how wide this room's going to be. The Slicksters are going to be in this room that are breeding, so we'll put an auto sweeper here. I think we will actually need 2 auto sweepers because we're going to be fitting in a critter fountain at each location as well. So that's probably going to change a couple of things. I guess I'm going to get you to wire all of this as well. Now, we can actually reach everything in here, so that is good. Guess I'm just going to lead the wire this way. And then... Actually, I'm probably just going to do this. That's fine. The squids are stuck? Yeah, they are stuck. That's what I get for zapping everyone. My squid empathy is running low. Should I just get you to yellow alert this? Because I need all this mercury gone. It's still melting again. This is why I need all the mercury gone. It's just going to be a complete nightmare. Thankfully, there's no shortage of mercury. Now, why does it keep melting? There aren't more tiles up here. There's a little bit up here. I'm going to get you to sweep this too. But that's not where it's coming from. It's melting over here. It's melting where we're dumping the slime. Do I need to do more than one of those? Feels like it's melting pretty quickly. Oh! Oh. Well, that's definitely a me problem. Right, yeah. Stop doing Good. Good. Yeah, I figured it out, Yang. I figured it out. I hope they get to be in the water soon. The squids? Nah, not likely. They get to be in squid jail. But yeah, we desperately need to get all this mercury out of here. You're going to have to dump slightly more than 1 bottle at a time, I think. Oh, that's going to be irritating. Well, let's think about this. We know the critter condo is going to go there. So, we're also going to need to get rid of... We're going to need to put a critter fountain in. Now, I'm going to do these mesh tiles staggered so we can still reach all those bottles and all of the equipment for now. We're going to have to get this all out of here at some point. And then we can reach all these ladders and remove those. So, the critter fountain is going to go here. And then that means that the edge is going to be here. That's going to be the exit of the ranch. I think that's fine being a door. I could probably actually just have this be 2 doors as well. I don't think there's a really good reason for not doing that. So that means each ranch is going to be 33 tiles. Each Slickster takes up 12 tiles. So we actually want to make it 1 longer, which is fine because we probably need to fit another auto sweeper in here. So let's do it like that. So each ranch is going to be 12 long. That's awkward. Can I actually fit more than... I think I'm going to have to... So each ranch is going to be 13. So we need to go 26 from here. Oh, cock. Well, this is going to be a smaller than usual column then. Or row. Okay. It's probably fine. I would have to move all of this, I think. I could just have a small one at... no, I can't have a small one at the end, because we actually need all these buildings now. That's the issue. So, you know what? Don't worry about that. Door. Now, if I put the... let's see. We got 2 3-wide buildings. The issue is, this auto sweeper isn't going to actually reach any of these cells. I have to have the door here as close to the chute as I can. In the previous build, we had all the loaders over here for all the different eggs. I think I would actually have to move those. But I don't think there's anywhere I can move them. I think I would have to swap the grooming station position and move the chute out, move the entrance out one. Because whatever I do with these loaders, they need to be accessible by the auto sweepers. I think this is possible. It's just going to have to look slightly different than what I had in the video. Am I going to feed the Slickster's bracken? Yes, I am. So that's actually going to go here. And we're going to have to obviously insulate the bracken because it's going to be hot in here. So the door... we should have the door wherever the loaders are going to be. The loaders do have to have full coverage over the room. Now, if I do... the issue is, we have 1 2-wide building and 1 3-wide building. I could do it like this. Yeah, that's going to have to be what happens. And then the 3-wide building is going to have to be here, and then the loaders... yeah, that's fine, because the grooming station could be here. And then the door could be here, the loaders could be here. Okay, that works. It's not ideal, but I think it'll be fine in this case, because I'm probably only going to have 2 ranches anyways. That's going to be 2 ranches of 3 Slicksters. Because we want their happiness to be high. Actually, you know what? I think this is probably a case where we should not have the minimum amount of critters. I think we should actually sacrifice some happiness to fit more Slicksters in here. We could do some maths on that in a minute. Okay. That's a good idea. Right, so... I think we should still be able to reach all of this stuff in these rooms. I'm going to shut this off now. Getting in here is going to be annoying. I just need to start sweeping everything in here up. Everything. These liquids, that's polluted brine bottles. Okay, polluted brine can... well, where should polluted brine go? Realistically, polluted brine should go in here, right? No, polluted brine can go in here. That's okay. Let's put a storage bin somewhere. Where would be the best place for this? Probably here. I don't think we're going to do anything here. Once we've swept all of that, then we should be fine. I'm gonna leave that open for now. So this is all gonna have to go, obviously. We should be able to reach all of these tiles, I think. This needs to be sweep only, all, party 9. There's a lot of liquefiables in there. That's probably going to cause a bit of a pain later on, but I'm going to make sure it's all sealed up here. So this is going to be 12, and then that's going to be the end. So that means I can have a lip here. And then that's going to be the actual end of the ranch. That's fine. Am I actually going to be able to get this finished tonight? I don't know. I'm going to turn my camera back on again. It would be nice. Oh, that wire's going to have to move? Yeah. Okay. I need to make sure that... I'll build the wire segments here now. I think that might not be the best long-term idea if we can't actually get in here. But a lot of these tiles do need to be tiles because of the buildings that are being set up on them. Okay, I'm going to speed through it now, I think. Oh, what printables? A mammoth egg? Sure. I think I'm going to leave the number of dupes that we have now the same. We could print more dupes and get more labor, but I don't want to increase the amount of lag at this point. Now that we're doing a lot of stuff with critters, I think that would not be a sensible idea. I could put the door here. And then we'd have room for a critter sensor and 2 loaders. And then the grooming station would be over here. We could put the loaders here and here. That would be neat, I guess. Why not? Why not have a symmetrical ranch every now and then? So that can go there, that can go there. You can reach around all this stuff, so that should be fine. Grooming station can go here. Then that could be a door as well, but we don't actually want it to be a door. Unless we want it to be a door and we just never open it. That could be a good idea. Yeah, I like that idea. The more doors we have in here, the better, because it means we can access stuff in this area more easily, and it's not going to be an absolute nightmare. Set this to above 50. I'll do all the automation and the mechatronics once everything's built, because I think it's going to be quite different from the video at this stage. But I'm happy with the plan. So let's keep doing this. Because at least with this concept, we can actually build all of the tiles and still access the floor. But I will need to get rid of all these ladders, which means we're going to have to do something up here. And then that's going to be insulated because it's going to be the top. I think we should be able to fit one more in here. The main issue with this design, or not the main issue with this design, but an issue with this design, is it's 5 high. We can access everything when it's 5 high, so it doesn't stack with the normal base levels. That being said, I think we actually can fit another bit up here, so we'll do that as well. It looks like we've actually grabbed most of the liquids now, so that's good. So we'll keep working on all of this. I could actually just mirror it completely. That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? Yeah, why not? Let's do it. I don't think there's any specific reason we can't just completely mirror it. And then at least it will look intentional. So that can go there. This can go here once we remove that. And then that's going to be everything. And then we'll just have another oil shaft here. And then another set of all of this. So I'm pretty sure I can just duplicate this whole thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's just check that we actually do have room for everything. Yeah, mesh tile there. Doors. I can dig all of this. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there is actually room to fit all of this in and not invade the squid's personal space. That's good. Can I actually go and grab everything? I don't know. These don't actually need to be tiles. These could be doors too. Well, if we do it like that, then we should be fine, right? So that could be, what, 1... God, there's a lot of doors in this now, aren't there? It's gonna be fine. Good thing we have a lot of metal. Yeah, I guess deconstruct these ladders now. This. We will need to build a ladder here, I think. Okay, so we can have 12 Slicksters in this block with max happiness, or we can have slightly less a lot more Slicksters with slightly less happiness, and we'll figure out the exact inflection point at which we'll get the most overall eggs, and then we'll just go with that. That seems reasonable to me. I do like that idea with the small ranches, is you can fit more critters into them with the bracken into less space. And this is probably something I should actually consider doing more often. Right, we've ended up with some polluted brine in here again. So I'm going to need you to sweep all of that up. And I'm not sure that's actually going to happen at this point. That's not supposed to happen. So I'm going to have to remove the middle tiles so we can reach every tile. Sweet. And then I need to let everything out of here, and then you can redo that. And I think for now I'm going to deconstruct that just so that we can actually get in here again. While we're building everything at least. And then there's more materials ending up in here because we're deconstructing stuff. Let's keep working on stuff over here. Realistically, that could be a door as well, but like, I feel like there's slightly too many doors getting involved now. Probably don't need another gas vent here, but I'm going to put one in anyways. And that's going to be the roof. So this is going to be insulated because that's going to be the extent of what we're doing. That's going to stop here. The squids are thoroughly trapped, so we can go and grab all of that as well if we want. Then this is the wrong level for the doors. Oh wow, I did actually miscalculate that, didn't I? This can all be doors, can't it? Just the whole thing. This actually does need to be a tile. So I'll tile this bit. I think the excess doors are just part of the style now. I think it is. Our style was originally geotuning everything, and now it's just adding too many doors. Oh well, we do really want the airflow to be good here, though. We want as much airflow as possible. I should probably make this a door, too. Well, I don't know. The Slicksters are going to be climbing around in here. I can make that a door. But yeah, we need as many doors as possible so that all the CO2 can get in here. Just need to crank up the CO2 production, maybe, a little. Yeah, keep dumping stuff back in there. I'll get you to come and grab all of this, too. There's one build where I used an open manual door just because the pneumatic door is important the way. Yeah, I've had funny cases like that. Like in the Dartle video, Sandbox Showcase video, I literally used a mechanized airlock so that when the Dartles harvested a dew drip, The dupe could walk through it if they needed to access something, but for the most part, the Dewdrip landed on a bit where the Dartle could harvest it and not get trapped. I wasn't particularly proud of that one, if I'm going to be honest. Right. There we go. And now you can climb through this whole bit. That partly makes up the lack of ladders? I don't think so. Okay. That's good enough. And then we can start laying everything out over here as well. So we're going to have doors. We can put down as many doors as we want. That's not going to get in the way of anything. Door, door. Door, door. Anyone watching One Piece? Do you remember the door character? I think his name was Blue Note. He had the door fruit. And he could make a door anywhere. That's what I've become. I'm the door. I'm the door man. I'm a door human. Okay, and then those mesh tiles are fine. Those mesh tiles are fine. I'll do it like this, just so that we can actually close the rooms a bit more. And that could go there. This is all going to be insulated. That's all going to go there. That can get removed. I probably didn't need to put the fire pole in here in the end, did I? And this can go here. That can go here. That can go here. That can go here. Put the loaders in. This is going to make for a good thumbnail, though. Pretty pleased about that. But you're actually ready, so you can do that. And then you can do that. Although we can't actually get in here now, so maybe remove that tile for a minute. It's been quite a while since I watched that part of One Piece. Yeah, so I used to watch One Piece and read it a lot. I think I eventually fell out of it just because there was so much of it and I ran out of time to keep track of it, really. Also, the pacing in the anime is just horrible. They were adamant on not adding any filler. And the result of that is that it just takes ages for stuff from the manga to actually happen. But I like that part of One Piece. The Ennis Lobby, or whatever it was called. Wow, this is really annoying. Is depleted brine freezing and melting over and over again? I think it is. I think grabbing all the stuff in that room is probably more important. But keep working on that for now. I've been recommended One Piece for a fresh watch. Yeah, I've heard good things about that too. And aren't they making an official abridged version of One Piece anime as well? Someone's working on that, aren't they? And I don't mean like a YouTube abridged thing. Right, where's this wire gonna go? I think this wire should probably actually just go up here. Although, oh, I know what we should do. That would make sense, wouldn't it? You know what? Just do that. Actually, if we do the wires through the door, that shouldn't be a problem. Wow, we've been going through a lot of cycles, haven't we? I guess that's what happens when you're on speed 3 and everything's actually working. The spigot seal, sure. I do not overly care about spigot seals. Okay. I've been using One Piece as my show to watch while exercising, getting reasonably close to getting caught up. That is a good idea. I feel like One Piece is like the white noise in the background to help you sleep of anime. Just because of the pacing. You could look away for like 3 minutes and not miss anything. I'm not sure if this is slander or me just being realistic. Okay, I probably want to drywall this too, don't I? Should I just drywall this? What do I want in here? What would a cool color be for this? Probably something I haven't already done. There's the minimalist waves. You know what? I don't think we've done that one. So all of the actual ranch rooms can have this. Something temp shift plates, I don't know. Maybe that'll help you actually get rid of all of the other stuff in here. Although, I think it's just a lot of ice. Yeah, there's 45 tons of ice here. It's pretty amusing. And then there's a few more bits I'm gonna have to put in, actually. I need to put one loader down here. So that could go here, that could go here. Let's just put this. What? Oh, it needs to be one further in because I've changed it from the build. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. This sweeper can reach that now. I don't like that. Is that actually going to be a problem? Speaking of anime, I watched Ghost Stories for the first time last week while Legendary dub. Whenever people talk about anime dubs, I always think of the big green dub of Dragon Ball Z and how it just completely didn't quite hit the mark. Has anyone ever heard of that? Character's called Piccolo Big Green. That's why it's called the Big Green Dub. Oh, good times. Ghost Stories. Yeah, I haven't heard of Ghost Stories. I must admit, I'm not very versed in anime. Right, I'm going to need you to sweep all of this up now. We actually got rid of all the solid debris now, so... You can reach all of this, right? Or at least every tile that can grab the liquid. There shouldn't be much else in here now, so... Please do actually do this. Yeah, and then that's done, that's done. Some basalt there. I'm sure you'll grab that for something. I'll sweep this up again. Oh, it's actually hitting the tile, isn't it? Is that what's happening? Oh my god. Ah. There's no way that's what's happening. But it's filling up pretty quickly, so that must be it. How does that even happen? Bakemonogatari. Why on earth would having a mesh tile here cause the brine to go backwards? That's weird. Well, in any case, I think we've almost gotten everything out of this shaft. And I think we've almost actually got a functional build going on here. Now, while we've been speed-3ing it, how is the ethanol level doing in here? Okay, that's actually quite a bit higher. Oak shell row. We actually have an oak shell row. That's good. Got rotten raw shellfish. Huh? Got 4 poke shells left. Oh, they're probably elderly poke shells. They're all wild. So they're all different ages. Okay, that's fine. We got 31 poke shell eggs and 1 oak shell egg. Okay, that's actually really good. So yeah, you've got 19%, you've got 9%, you've got 19%, you've got 14%. Okay, so it is actually Now we put these in. And you're actually getting in the... Oh, that probably helps as well, that they're coming down here to actually use the Criticondo. Good. Okay, that's reassuring. So this should still actually work, and we should still end up with oak shells. This will keep filling until the liquid level gets past the vent, I think. I can't remember. I think this is one of those cases where I should possibly actually put a hydro sensor here. Or maybe here. We'll see. It's more fun that way. Right, are you done with this? You are actually done with this now, so that's good. So that means we can get rid of this. We can put those mesh tiles back in. Then I can seal this. Then that could be a door. That can be a tile. Then that has been removed, that's fine. If there's any other little bits in here, I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Hello, Highboard Jace, hope you're going well. I thought having 40 Slicksters would eat all my CO2, but apparently not. Yeah, this is the thing that people forget about Slicksters. They are really good, but each individual Slickster has quite low throughput. You need a lot of Slicksters if you have a lot of CO2 producing buildings. Like, you need like 5 Slicksters, 5 tame Slicksters per ethanol distiller you have running. And you might have a lot of ethanol distillers running. Every petroleum generator... Yeah, if we look up the petroleum generator... I don't actually use this very much, so I don't remember it offhand. It's 500 grams per second. You need 15 Slicksters to keep up with this. That's 2 full ranches. And these are small ranches because of how I like to lay out my Slicksters. So it's not ideal. Now, we actually need to put some critter sensors in these as well. So I think the plan for that is 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the interesting part starts. Then it's the automation and the mechanization. I think we need to do some maths. Welcome to the Hotel Doresia. Yeah, this bit's pretty egregious. That's literally just so that the dupes can actually wander in and out of this bit. Because Neutronium kind of stopped us getting the ladders up here. This is the actual drop shaft. So we can't actually... We could actually take it up here one more level. Do I want to do that? Possibly. Am I just going to murder the squids? I am going to murder the squids because they can't fight back. Yeah, I think I should do that then. We definitely can't do it beyond this bit. Okay, let's do it. Let's put them in. Once you've built all of these doors and things, I think that should actually be fine. All squids, yeah, they deserve it. Squids are nasty. That will do. I'll leave these open until the very end. I'm gonna need to do something about this. I'm tempted just to tile this, just so that liquids don't contaminate this bottom bit. I don't know. What am I doing here? What am I doing? We're making a Slickster ranch. It's gonna be molten Slicksters. What I like to do, I like to have a little pool of oil here. We dump our eggs here, and then when we want to let a Slickster in, we open a door so that the Slickster actually goes up here. Or up here. And then gets in the room. So it's like a drop shaft, but for Slicksters because they float on liquids. But they actually drown when they're in liquids. Yeah, it's a pretty interesting idea, and there is a YouTube video actually. Let me link that again in the chat. There are a few reasons for doing it. I mean, obviously, the vertical ranch design is fine. The reason I like to do it like this is because it means you actually have a decent amount of oil stored up in the rooms for temperature manipulation and just in case you need some emergency oil. And you can make it so your people can get in and out pretty easily. I'm going to keep it insulated for now because we're going to have molten Slicksters because we're going to heat everything up off of all of this really, really, really hot steam. Actually, getting those tiles replaced might be a bit annoying because we definitely don't want any water down here. Mercy for the squids. I had lots of coal and petroleum power, also CO2 vent to help make molten Slicksters, but yeah. The log's saying they eat 10 kilograms of CO2 a cycle seems like a complete lie. They eat 20 and turn it into 10 kilograms per cycle of oil. But that depends on them actually having access to enough gas pressure that they can all keep sucking it in. The thing about Slicksters is, because they consume the gas they're sucking in, like Puffs, if you have any impurities in the air, they will attract a cloud of impurities around where they're sucking, and then they won't actually be able to clear that gas, even if there is carbon dioxide nearby. That can happen. So you've got to be pretty careful with what liquids, with what gases you're letting in and out. We haven't sorted that out yet. I probably should sort that out. Oh, you need to do this, don't you? Otherwise we can't access any of this. Want to replace those tiles and do a row of tiles above them and then go in below and replace them? Yes. I think that would be what we would do. I think it would be pretty easy for me to put the metal tiles in here and push the steam down. We could remove this temporarily. And then put the metal tiles in here. That's probably what we'll do. But that will be the last thing we do. Oh my god.
Thanks for the raid.
Hello, Diamond Maker. Hope you're doing well. Let me give you a shout out. What's going on? Hello, Dark Master 42069. Kitty Cat Puns. Apollo. Yes, what have you been up to? Have you been doing some oxygen not included? It's certainly possible. We are... Let's see, what are we doing? We are doing Slickster ranching. I have a YouTube video about ranching Slicksters. And what we're doing, because the Aquatic Planet Pack made Brackine so much better for critters, we're adding a critter fountain and seeing what changes we have to make. So, I'm just setting up the rooms now, but the basic premise is we're going to have a corridor full of oil. We're going to dump Slicksters in here. They're going to be drowning, but if we need extra Slicksters in our ranches, we'll open a door and they'll automatically seek a ranch to enter. Is this better than the normal build where we just have a load of vertical columns? I don't know, but it's fun. And it lets us have more oil in the actual ranches with everyone for thermal mass. I don't know if that matters. But yeah. You've been on my follow list for ages and I just got back to streaming, so I figured I'd come say hi. No worries. Oh, I'm glad. Glad you've been enjoying stuff. Yeah, let's get everything built in here. What I'm just about to figure out, how many Slicksters are we going to actually have per ranch? Because this is actually an interesting question now. That Brackine gives a direct bonus to critter reproduction. So I guess I'm going to have to whip out the calculator for this. So, Slicksters. Slicksters breed like normal guys. They lay an egg every 6 cycles, I believe. You know what? Let's actually check that. We got some Slicksters on this planet, but I think I'm actually... Am I going to leave them alone? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll come grab some. In any case, the reproduction rate is normally 1.67% per cycle. And when they're domesticated and they're at 4 happiness, which is the usual amount, that will go up to 16.7% per cycle, which is 1 egg every 6 cycles. Each bonus point of happiness gives them 2.25 times that 1.67 reproduction rate. So we can figure things out. If our molten Slicksters have 10 happiness, then their reproduction is going to be 1 plus 2.25 times 10. So 23.5 times 1 divided by 60. So times 23.5 is 0.3916. So at 10 happiness with the critter condo and the critter fountain, each Slickster is going to be laying roughly an egg every 2.5 cycles. But to actually get that happiness in these rooms, because these rooms are only 36 tiles when all the friggin' tiles are built. Let's make sure that happens. We can only fit 3 Slicksters in each room. So 3 times that is 1.175. So we would expect, on average, about 1.175 eggs per cycle per ranch. But if we add another critter, the happiness only goes down by 1. So what we could do is we could do 2.25 times 9 plus 1 times that, divide that by 60. So the reproduction rate goes down to 0.354 eggs per cycle, but we're having 4 critters in there instead of 3. So that goes up to 1.4167 eggs per cycle per branch. So that's still an improvement. And what we basically want to do is we want to keep increasing the amount of critters in these ranches until the benefit from the Brackine happiness is no longer applicable. And by the way, this maths that I'm doing actually technically does apply to every critter ranch. There are plenty of cases where you probably want more than 8 critters in a ranch because the extra breeding is better than the loss of the happiness point. I think the actual equilibrium point is probably about 9 critters per ranch, usually. But with these ranches, it's a lot better. So let's keep doing the maths. Yeah, I know, I've whipped out the calculator. This is a sign that I'm actually an engineer, isn't it? It's just sat on my desk ready for stuff. Right. So if we were at 8 happiness, that's 5 guys, burgers and fries. And that's going to give us 1.583 eggs per cycle. We've got 7. No, 6. That's 1.675. Yeah, because they have 7 happiness when there's 6 critters in the row. Okay, so it's still better. So if we have 6 happiness, 2.25 times 6 plus 1 divided by 60 times 7 critters, 1.692. Okay, so that's getting pretty close now. If we go down to 5 happiness, then that's 8 critters. That's actually less. So the actual correct answer is we want each critter to have 6 happiness, which means 7 critters per ranch. Okay, that's good. It's interesting because the maths and biology for population statistics adds the function for birth rate and the death rate together, and I'm supposed to figure that out. Yeah. That's very interesting. So we want this to do something when the count is above 6 critters, I think. So we want 7 critters to end up in each ranch. That's good. So we're going to have 28 breeders. And we're going to have... Let's do the maths again, sorry. So we're going to have 6.767 right, eggs per cycle from this block. Yeah, 6, 7. That's when you're doing all the rounding of the numbers divided by 3. You get a lot of 6, 7s. I'll tell you what, that's a task someone could do with the bot. Trawl through all of my YouTube videos and find every single time I say the words 6, 7 in sequence. It'll be more than you think. Sorry when you got kids. Yeah. Yep. Nah, that's pretty interesting. So let's actually take the principle and apply it to normal ranch sizes, right? So normally, if you have... Is there a reward? No. The reward is a smug sense of self-satisfaction. So normally, if you have a 96-star ranch, 2.25 times 8 plus 1 divided by 60 times 8 is 2.5333. If you do 2.25 times... Is that times 10? I don't think I did that times 10. No. Doing it with times 10 for the happiness. Get 3.133 eggs per cycle from your average 96 tile branch. We have 9 happiness. And then you have 9 critters. I wish this would actually tell me if it was higher. Hold on. It was 3.133. If you have 9 critters at 9 happiness, you actually get 3.1875. Great! So what that means is every single video I've done involving the critter fountain is wrong. Because you're better off having 9 critters at 9 happiness than 8 critters at 10 happiness. And I guess that kind of makes sense from a maths point of view, doesn't it? What about 10 critters at 8 happiness? That's slightly lower, but it's still higher than 8 critters at 10 happiness. So generally, it's worth actually having an extra critter in your normal sized ranches. So that's going to include these poke shell ranches, isn't it? So that means I should set this to 8. Wow. Now I feel really silly. Yeah. I mean, practically, it doesn't actually make that much difference. I'm doing the hand motion now as well. 6, 7. Right. This ranch, I don't really know what's going on here, to be honest. You're not getting groomed. That's what's going on. It doesn't look like it's not working. Like it's still filling up with guys. We don't have a lot of eggs, so they're clearly not actually getting groomed. Any other normal ranches? Oh, the guild goes. Yeah, so we should actually have 8 guild goes in here as well. Actually, the maths is different in here because they're at 9 happiness because they're at the wrong temperature. So if we actually calculate that, so 2.25 times 9 plus 1 divided by 60 times 8. So we should be getting 2.833 eggs per cycle from this ranch. We do 2.25 times 8 plus 1 divided by 60 times 9 is 2.85. What did I say before? .8333, 2.85. So it's technically better to have 9 guys in here. But that means you're feeding more breeders for the same amount of eggs. So that's not what you want. That's actually true. The more breeders you have in the ranch, the more resources you're consuming. And for the Slicksters, that's fine, because everyone's consuming the same resource. We're going to have plenty of it. For the guild goes, this is not fine, because we don't want to have all of those extra eggs for less benefit. Okay. That probably actually applies to the poke shells as well, because they eat a lot of polluted dirt, and I feel like we're going to run out of polluted dirt. Okay. It seems like the actual inflection point you want to hit is one on a per critter basis. If you're not using the glum critters to eat the same products as the regular guys, there's a maths equation here, but it's more complicated than what I've said. But we're gonna have 7 Slicksters per ranch, because assuming that we have enough food for everyone, that seems fine. Oh, we hit the fertilizer jackpot. That's good. Hope doing well, Engineer Troy. Given the limit is going to be based on either inputs or dupe labor, I feel like maximizing output per ranch isn't actually all that useful. Yes, exactly. You'd rather solve for the max per critter per ranch, less resources and dupe labor. Yes. That is true. All of these happiness changes sure made quite a lot of work for me when the update released. Oh, what, with your calculator? Yeah, I can imagine. I bet there's a quadratic equation you could set up to solve. Yeah. No, there definitely is for that, but yeah, there's definitely more variables involved than I was thinking about. What's YouTube chat saying? I've missed something. Thinking of having an open stable just filled with critter condos so all the free-range Slicksters can have 0 happiness for 100% metabolism. The issue with that is you have to have a dedicated room for the critter condo to work. It has to be a dedicated stable, which limits the size of the stable, which limits the amount of guys you can have in the excess guys you can have before they get miserable. So that probably won't work unless you have a very small breeding population. You make a short on how to compute this egg ranch laying stuff. That would help if some of us need it on some playthroughs. Yeah. I'm not sure. Would that be a short? Probably wouldn't be a whole video at this point. I'm trying to think of another video where I'd actually talk about Brackeen in depth. I think I would just actually make a separate sandbox showcase video for that, and we talk about it in the context of a lot of different critters. I think that's how we would actually do it. Also, we're thoroughly done with them actually building everything in here. So I need to start hooking up some more things. Oh, it's getting really hot. Why is it getting so hot in this room? It's nighttime. Shut the blind. Well, it's been a fun conversation. My base is over on with knits right now. Fair enough, fair enough. Let's keep doing some random researches just to consume that water. God, I can actually just feel myself sweating now. And it's nighttime. That's not good. Oh, we didn't actually murder one of the squids. It's funny. Yeah, I think I'll make a video talking about it at some point, but I think the general conclusion is you are probably worth maximizing your productivity on a per critter basis. If for no other reason than dupe labor. You have 32 lure plants and it's not enough? Good, good. Send me a screenshot on Discord. I'd find that quite funny. Right. Enough pontificating. Let's actually look at the mechatronics. What's that gonna look like? I do find it very annoying when I'm looking for a specific part of my YouTube video. I go past one of my timestamps, and then it just automatically starts playing more ads. I can't get that mad about watching ads on my own YouTube channel, can I? No. At least I'm not getting ads for questionable content. Right, that actually works pretty well. Okay, good. So there's a couple of different shoots here. Was this really before I had the overlay mod? It's not ideal. My reason to maximize my critter productivity is just to keep critter count low for lag purposes. That's also true. Right, in any case, I think we can organize this properly. So there's going to be one conveyor rail for eggs, and then one conveyor rail for meat and other stuff. So the conveyor rail for eggs is... Yes, the conveyor rail for eggs is going to go down here. What am I looking at? Oh, I know what we did now. Hold on. I know what we did now. We don't have the chutes here. What we do is when we have enough Slicksters, we open this door, and the excess Slicksters start climbing around in here with the critter sensor. Yeah. And then they'll actually get pushed into one of these doors at some point and drop down to this area. Okay, that actually makes sense. Right, so all of the correct eggs are going to go in these ones. It's going to go down here. And then that's going to be the same for that one. And then this is going to do something similar for this ranch. Then this is going to be for meat and other things that we don't want. And that's just going to bridge. So that's going to go like this. Do I actually want to build that running through there? Probably not. So let's actually do it like this. Yeah, that seems fine. Can we actually reach that tile? We can because the door's there. That's good. Okay. Okay, I'm very glad I haven't come to a conclusion that's just invalidated all the videos I've done recently. So that's all going to go there, and then that's just literally all of the extra stuff that we don't really want in this setup. I guess I'm just going to put it here for now. We'll figure out what to do with it later. And then eventually we can start filtering the right egg types as well. And that's it for the mechatronics. That's not very complicated. The automation is going to be more complicated. Apparently not very complicated. Sorry, just give me a sec. No, that's not the right part either. Oh, okay, that's easy. Okay, that's easy. That makes sense. Right. Okay, that's a screenshot I want. Good. Okay, back to reality. Last shot maker, we don't need this yet. We might need that at some point. Right. So, if we detect more than one critter in here, let me open this door. What's going on with this room? That should be tiles, shouldn't it? Oh, right. I was going to put a door here. That's fine. Yeah, if you detect more than one critter in here, then you open this out, and then the critter just gets dropped in here. That's fine. Okay, and then for this actual bit, the interesting part of the automation for this build. So we're going to have the critter sensor here. Going to have that connect to right there. Is that actually going to be set to? Oh, it's going to be set to below 7. Oh, okay. Below 7. Right, then that's going to connect down here. That is going to go into a... That's going to go into a buffer gate, which I believe we're mostly just using to actually split the signal from the ranches. It's going to go there, and that's going to plug down here, and we're going to have a wire bridge here to combine it again. Then that's going to go into a NOT gate, at the end, which is then going to go into this door. Okay, that's fine. And then we literally will just connect the rest of the branches up like that. So that's going to go there. This is going to have... Well, is that actually going to need a bridge? No, because we don't actually have the signal carrying on from there. So it's going to go... Oh, this is kind of awkward. I guess I'll just have it go here. That's fine. Yeah, that's alright. So if there's less than 7 critters in here, the door will be open and the Slicksters will be let in. If there's 7 or more in here, the door will close and they won't be able to find an exit. But once both of these ranches are full, then this door will open and the Slickster can climb out into this room, at which point this door will open and it'll get dropped into the chute. Yeah, that seems good. And then what I could do is I can actually move these vents up here. And then I can actually put a building in that bit. What building would I put in here? Something that generates carbon dioxide, right? A wood burner? That's not a bad idea. It's not a good idea, but it's an idea. Maybe if we just need to start filling it up like an emergency wood burner. Why not? The ethanol distillers are definitely and burning the ethanol is definitely a more efficient way of getting carbon dioxide from wood. But this is small and it fits in this gap, so why not? I'm not sure I'm even going to turn them on. Maybe. Right, and then we just copy and paste all the automation down here. That's actually not as complicated as I was worried it was going to be with all of those doors going in. Okay. That's good, because that means we actually should have some time to go and start setting everything up. And grabbing the actual Slicksters from the other planet. That's going to be interesting. How am I going to do that? Set this to just critters as well. Then that wire will just need to come over here. Okay, so this one is going to be set to the correct eggs. So that is just going to be molten Slicksters. But we don't have them yet. I guess we'll just select regular Slicksters for now. Obviously no long hair Slicksters either. Is pip branching worth it? I need dirt. I don't know if you have a video on pips that's recent or up to date. I don't have a video on pips. That is on my list to do fairly soon. The reason I didn't do it was A, because I don't like pip planting, but that's a personal bias reason. The main reason was that I wasn't comfortable doing a critter dropper design with wall climbing critters, but it's actually not that complicated compared to a regular dropper. So I will do a video on pips soon. I want to do a video on Saturn critter traps. That is high on my priority list. It's a way of turning excess critters into hydrogen, and mostly just getting a lot of hydrogen. But the thing about Saturn critter traps is they are a plant where it absolutely just makes sense to wild plant them every time. So I probably should have a video about pips out first. But pips are a pretty good source of dirt when they're eating the trees. And obviously they can pip plant the trees, so it's free dirt. Pip planting is super tedious. Yes, that's the problem with pip planting. It's super powerful, and it's also super tedious. So it turns the game into something that's a bit too easy and more boring than usual. But, well, this game isn't boring, but if I was doing the meta thing and just pip planting everything, because we have massive asteroids in the space to have wild plants everywhere, it would be really boring. We know this because when we do it on runs, we have like a stream where I do nothing but use pips to plant things, and it's super boring. So that's part of the reason why I just never do it. So this is going to be set to everything else. So that's just going to be literally everything else. Get it out of these rooms. There shouldn't be anything that falls down here. This is just for the eggshells and products from Slicksters over here. And then this should just be set to eggs. Right. I think I actually need to go over here and grab the Slickster eggs now, right? Are there any Slickster eggs? Maybe not. I can't actually just grab the Slicksters themselves, can I? There is an egg. That's nearly done. 2 cycles? Can I get here in 2 cycles? Probably. There's no zombie spores, are there? No. Is there anything... Are there any other eggs? Finding domestic resource loops is way more interesting than pit planting solving everything. Yes, it is. That's the problem I have with pit planting. Let's send our field research guy out. Who was that again? Let's go grab the egg. It was Nematrek. Yeah, let's send Nematrek. I hope you brought some power banks. Yeah, I don't know how they should change it. I mean, on the one hand, so Pips being able to plant the domestic plants wildly for nature reserves, I'm completely fine with that, because that's not too powerful and it's not too annoying either, because it's a small thing. You're not making a massive nature reserve with like 50 plants. You can't just make Pips pollinate stuff either, because that's what the Sweetles and Grubs do. What is a good function that Pips could do in the game other than pip planting? You also don't really need them for the dirt production. That is something that's the case. You have blocked yourself up, and you've got some liquid sulfur here. That's fine. We do have the Atmos suit. I think actually just digging through the abyss light will be quicker than digging through the obsidian. So let's go around this. Oh, you actually need to put a ladder here. That's fine. Do that first. We need to get this egg in the next 2 cycles. I think that is achievable. Also, I should probably not be digging through the abyss light the whole way. Just the bit that is actually going to be annoying. So I think actually what I should do is I should cut in here. And then I can start digging through this bit. And that would be a bit quicker. Yeah. And then we can scout for more eggs too. Okay. I like them planting their own food. I do find ranching them for dirt with pit planted trees to be an acceptable pip use. Yes. Oddly enough, the only thing I pip plant on the trees pipsy. Yeah. Using pips to wild plant Saturn critter traps next to beaters gives you so much hydrogen as well. It's absolutely crazy. You could. It's kind of like the lure plant plastic with the beaters. It's extremely, extremely strong. I actually need you to dig this first. Or well, what's your priority list actually looking like? Should I just yellow alert this? Extra oxygen tank. It's fine. I'm just going to get you to yellow alert that priority. I almost dragged the yellow alert dig over the entire bit. That's not what I wanted. Let's see how long this lasts. Oh, now that I think about this, I shouldn't have sent Nematrek. I should have sent my actual digger. And how much excavation do you have? You have 20. That's probably good enough. Never tried pip planting critter traps, mainly because they eat the pips. Yeah, so you have a pip branch, and then you can plant the critter traps, and they eat the pips. And then that's fine. But it's literally just endless free hydrogen. And one beta hive will supply many, 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 many Saturn critter traps. Similarly to how it can supply many, 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 many lure plants. In fact, it's even more broken than that. So it feels like a bit of an easy way to trivialize power, because with that much hydrogen, you could just run everything forever off of hydrogen generators, and then the only power cost is literally, or the only other cost is literally the the heat the hydrogen generators generate. And that's not a lot. That's 4 KTUs per hydrogen generator. You could run 100 of them, and it would be less. It would be coolable by a normal thermo aquatuner, and it would overload a heavy watt conductive wire. You just have 100 hydrogen generators in your base. And then each one of those would run what? I can't remember exactly how much. 100? I think it's 100 grams per second. So that'd be what? 10 kilograms per second of hydrogen. How much does each Saturn critter trap produce? Does it actually say? It feels like the sort of thing it should actually say. But one Saturn critter trap will... no, one beta hive will supply 30 Saturn critter traps. My wild planter Saturn traps is my guilty pleasure with power bank spam. Yes, it's by far the strongest pure power source in the game. And the reason it's really strong is because if you don't pit plant these... Sorry, I'll focus on you, Nematrek. If you don't pit plant these, they grow the plant meat 4 times faster, which you don't actually want, because it's kind of a crap food. And then you need to supply more bees per thing. You would only have 7.5 in a room with a hive, i.e. you'd have 15 in a room with 2 hives. And you have to feed them the polluted water, which is admittedly still a pretty good benefit. But yeah, how much hydrogen per cycle do they release? Nematrek, I think I actually don't want... Oh, you're only doing this for 1 schedule block. That should be fine. This is 92% viability. Any more eggs? I guess 1 will do. Lucky we found 1, actually. There's a Slickster lava. We can't take the critters back through the teleporter. I don't feed them the betas because the frozen nuclear waste makes me upset. 25 kilograms of hydrogen per cycle. Thank you. So that is like 41 grams per second of hydrogen per plant. So you need 2.5. You need 2.5 Saturn critter traps per hydrogen generator-ish. I don't think that's quite right. No, it's 40. It's 2.5 betas. It's 2.5 Saturn critter traps per hydrogen generator. So you need 250 for 100 hydrogen generators. And then that would be like 8 and a bit beta hives. That's kind of unbelievably simple. What's going on over here? Nothing important. Well, I'm not seeing any more eggs. Oh, this is where the geyser is. It's all the way down here. Carbon dioxide then. I mean, that's good for Slicksters, obviously, but we're not planning on doing anything with them on this run. Let's sweep this. Actually, hold on. Let's just set that to lava eggs. They've renamed them Slickster eggs now. That's funny. Yeah, each trap supplies 0.41 of a generator. Yeah, that sounds about right. Slickster's just like, why are you taking my baby? You gotta generate power on the manual generator, and then you've got to actually grab the egg. That's okay. And then that is gonna land the... Where is that gonna land the egg? Again. It's gonna land it here, which is fine. Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous how easy it is. So, it feels wrong that I haven't made a video about it yet. But part of me feels like I need to actually make a video about pips first, so that you know how to pip plant things. Because I haven't actually... I don't think I've ever talked about actually pip planting something in a build. Or I don't think I've ever done a build where we've specifically pip planted something. Because it's really not my style. And the awkward thing is, on the YouTube schedule I actually set up for members, I did say that I was going to do the Saturn Critter Trap video this month. Because I feel like it's that important. I guess the question is, would you guys generally prefer that I do the video on pip branching first? And then in the pip branching video, I'll also talk about pip planting and the pip planting overlay mod. And then follow that up with the Saturn Critter Traps video. I've yet to see a tutorial of the new Paku ranching since we need the treats on the aquatic stable. Yeah, that update will come as well. I'm kind of waiting until... I do need to do that as well. There's lots of videos I need to do. Did natural glass tiles always let light pass through them? No, I don't think they let it pass through at full efficiency. That has changed recently, I know that. You'd sooner pay the water tax? It's not just a water tax, though. It's like, you need a lot more beta hives per... Saturn, you need more beta hives per critter trap. Also, the whole thing needs to be below freezing point, which is fine with the polluted water, but that means it has to be cold polluted water or you have to have a lot of active cooling going on. Being able to skip the cold polluted water part is pretty convenient too. Oh, natural glass tiles. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so the other thing we got to do, the brackine. This needs to be an insulated pipe, and it needs to be recirculating. Now, where is the brackine coming from? It's not coming from here. It's coming from here. And then the brackine is going into this pipe. Oh, we're actually filling this up now. Interesting. Well then. Is this actually backed up? Not yet. Okay. So... this can just go here. That does not need to be yellow alert. That's going to be a loop of some kind. So that the brackine doesn't accidentally boil in here. What I could do is I could just actually have this go through the liquid tanks. Kind of like that idea. Then have it run through... You know what? Let's do something like this. I'm not sure this is the most efficient way to do it, but it's probably fine. It's going to go up here. That's going to run through... Going to run through there. Going to run through there. Going to run through there. Going to come down here. And then that's going to go in here. And then that's going to go out here. That can fill up for now. Sure, why not? I have 2 legit, oh, you've seen 2 legit do it for pip planting, yeah. I use your builds aggressively and I need dirt soon, so I'm biased. I don't mean to interrupt your video schedule by asking. I'm never pip planted, I just found cuddle pips useful and need directions. Yeah! I put off the pip video for way too long, and I kind of put it off in my streams as well. We did pip branching a few times, but I never came up with a proper critter dropper build for it, so I usually got bored of those runs before actually fixing that problem. Apart from the one run where it was going really well, and then I accidentally steamed the whole asteroid. So that is a video that should be really high on my list. I have promised the Rex video to people for ages, but my logic with videos is I always should prioritize videos that I know how to do and can do now. Especially when it's a topic that I've been meaning to do for a while. The Rex video still has some unknowns. I've done some of the planning for it, but not all of the planning. Logistically, because it is involving multiple critters in multiple different branch designs, it's probably the most complicated video I will produce. Just from an actual build design point of view. And I know it's become a bit of a joke that I keep putting it off. But I think you would rather that I generally put it off than you don't get a load of videos on other similarly important topics in that time frame. The Rex video will definitely come before I tackle the rest of the Aquatic Planet Pack content, because I need to think a lot about all the fish ranching updates. And the Rex video will be really good, because I think Rexes are quite chronically underrated. The amount of brine ice they can produce is crazy, and you can get them to eat their own tough meat. It's a little bit annoying, but it's just pure profit. And you can feed them other critters other than dartles and slogos quite easily with automation as well. And I want to show you guys that. But it's just been too complicated for me to really do on stream. But once we do the video, it means I'll be able to do it on stream, and it should work pretty well. So that's pretty important to me. Now, perhaps what I should be doing is I should be putting a load of liquid tanks for oil instead. I think what I will do is I'll put a couple of them down here, and then we'll decide what to do with them. It's going to take a long time to fill these up. I'm just going to make these out of basalt. Not basalt, the other one. Galena, because it's down here. This is just so that we don't, yeah, this is just so that we don't actually... Let's make this an insulated pipe here. Let's do that. Yeah, let's just put it all in here. So the Rex video is technically the top of my priority list, but because it's so complicated and I still need brain power to figure out stuff, it keeps consistently getting pushed down over videos that I also think are important, but I can actually just record whenever I feel like it because the build is relatively simple. But it's really annoying because I wanted the Rexes to be video number 50. I know we've done lots of update videos, so it's not really the 50th Sandbox Showcase video. But again, that isn't important compared to actually covering important topics. And I shouldn't pretend that pips aren't important, because they're fundamentally one of the strongest mechanics of the game. And people don't know about the pip planting overlay mod, which kind of just drastically simplifies the actual process of pip planting and unlocks the extra power for you. So I would feel bad not covering it as soon as I'm actually able to. So basically what I'm saying is, I'm going to swap, in the schedule for this month, I'm going to swap the Saturn Critter Trap video for a pip branching video, and then maybe we'll do the Saturn Critter Trap after that, and then maybe the Rex video will be the first one to come out in September. That's what it's seeming like to me. Oh, who's oh, Nematrek. Oh god, I forgot all about Nematrek while we're having this massive rant. I hope we actually moved the egg over in time. Oh, crap. You guys got me monologuing. Okay, we did actually move the egg over, and it's just about to hatch. That's good. Well, Nematrek, we're going to have to get you a new suit, but that's okay. There aren't any more eggs, are there? It's a large oil biome. Forget that you actually have the big barren biome as well. I'm going to leave it for now because we can scale it up with one guy. So let's actually just send Nematrek back, I think. Here we go. After a single game requiring me to ranch 306s, I gave up on ranching never again. I really wanted to recycle all that CO2 for a petroleum boiler, never again. Yeah, it's so many critters. And then, especially if you're using the glum excess slicksters to eat all the CO2 as well, it's just So many critters. It's a lot of meat production, but it's, yeah, it's kind of nuts. I made a Rex ranch in my current playthrough, and since I didn't have dartles, I fed them hatches, and they always drop extra meat when they eat a hatch. Yes. The key is, the Rex has a stomach of 8,000 calories. If it eats, or it starts to eat when its stomach gets below 90% capacity. So if you have an animal like a dartle that only supplies 800 calories of meat, then that's good, because it will never overfill itself on the critter, and it won't produce the extra meat and then eat it at 50% efficiency for brine ice production. If you're feeding them larger animals like hatches or even up to grubs, what you need to do is you need to have each breeder Rex in an individual room, and you need to automate it so that you drop your critter in on a regular basis. So for hatches, you would drop a hatch in every 2 cycles so that the stomach level gets down to 80%. And then it doesn't produce the excess meat. And with the grub, you have to set it every 6 cycles. I don't want more fish. I'm just going to reject these. So the grub is 4,800 calories of meat. So if you release a grub every 6 cycles, the Rex stomach gets down to 40%, and then it eats the whole grub, and it doesn't produce any extra. Yeah, that's what you need to do. For big critters, you need to have your Rex in a single Rex ranch room, and drop the critters in a regular basis. And that's how you do it. This doesn't work for anything that's larger than the Rex's full stomach size. So it doesn't work for lums, it doesn't work for mammoths, stuff like that. And obviously Rexes don't eat themselves either. The grub is the largest critter you can do this trick with. But yeah, that's how you do it. So you don't actually need dartles or slogos as the food source for the optimal brine ice production. Yeah, that's the thing. There's actually 4 separate topics I want to cover in the Rex video. There's feeding the Rexes their own tough meat, technically less efficient for brine ice, and technically less efficient because Rexes breed very slowly and produce relatively little tough meat compared to lums. But if you get it working, it's completely free. And you just get free brine ice forever. And feather fiber. So it's very strong. Then dropping critters in with automation into single Rex ranches, so you can use any reasonable food source. And then I also want to do a build where we actually drop the dartles and the slogos in, and we have lots of Rexes in the room because it's more space efficient. The issue I'm currently having with my Rex dartle build is that I'm trying to fit the dartle ranch in too small of an area. And doing a double dropper system with a critter that climbs on the walls is a little bit annoying as well. I think, honestly, the slogos are a bit easier in general. But then, obviously, you've got the issue that the slogos do eat the salt, but the Rexes, even when they're eating the live slogos, and you're desalinating all of the brine from the brine ice, you're still only getting up to about half the salt you need to feed the slogos. So it's not ideal. What's the duration of the well-fed buff from feathers? So this is the thing. The duration of the well-fed buff depends on the amount that it eats. So if it eats a dartle, it's going to get the well-fed buff for 1 cycle. If it eats a grub, and it eats the whole grub, it's going to get the well-fed buff for 6 cycles. As far as I know, that's how it works. So you don't lose any feather fiber feeding them occasionally with a large critter. My last run sticks us all over the place for a petroleum boiler and also ethanol production area too, and the amount of times my boiler broke did my head in, yeah. I just feed them any tough meat and meat. It's not 100% on brine, but it's so convenient for all the resources you get. This is the thing, even at 50%, each Rex is still producing 64 kilograms of brine ice a day. That's quite a lot. A whole ranch of Rexes eating meat is producing half a ton of brine ice a day. That's over 350 kilograms of water per day per ranch. Oh no, that's 6 Rexes, my bad. So that's more like 360 kilograms of brine ice. And that's more like 250 kilograms of water per ranch per day. Yeah. Yeah, but this is the thing. So Rexes are really strong, and there's several different ways of using them to capitalize on their strengths. They're actually a lot more versatile than people give them credit for. And I've always written them off because I thought they were too complicated to use. But isn't that the whole point of doing a guide video? The thing is, I think there are things that are more powerful in the game. Like, the Slowgo stuff is potentially more powerful. Because it's so much water from Slowgos. It's unreal. The Oak Shell loop is potentially more powerful because it's free resources and it's several different resources for free. Lime, ethanol, polluted dirt, sand, all sorts of things. Pit planting is extremely strong. The lure plants are extremely strong. I'm umming and ahhing about whether Rexes are more powerful overall than beacons. The beacons and the flue corals do give you a lot of oxygen for your salt water, but you still actually need a source of salt water. And I like to geotune my saltwater geysers, so you can geotune a saltwater geyser and re-emulsify the water for a power profit. You can, you can do that, and we have done that. But then you need to cool down all the salt water to feed it to the flue corals. So that's not ideal, is it? Rexes for brine sounds better than the emulsifier, the freezing ice. You also can't emulsify brine, right? Am I wrong? No, you can emulsify salt water, but you can't emulsify brine. You would obviously need to freeze the salt water. Yeah. Yes, that makes sense. Wow, what's broken now? Oh, a wire? Really? Why? What? What is going on? Do I have a power consumer on this line? No. What's going on? Why is this overloading? 4.12. Oh, I put the carbon skimmer on it. Oh, well that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay. Well, I'm going to have to bridge that very quickly then. Sorry, I've been rambling a lot today. I'm sure you guys enjoy me rambling, but let's actually get back to the build. So you are here. You are literally about to hatch. Okay. Well, this definitely isn't going to get finished today. I'm going to go to bed soon. Oh, wait, we can't get in here? Oh, because this door is locked. This could be a door. Right? I haven't got a single tile of polluted brine here. I guess we'll just do that for now. You should be able to boil salt water into brine with steam as excess. That would be kind of odd. What I did was 2 Rex Ranch, times 6 at each, and have a critter dropper on top for food, then Rexes come from the side as replacement. I'll try solo ranches next time. Yeah. I think the way of doing it just doesn't mesh very well with my brain. Also, what am I actually doing here? So there's gonna be products here. I need to put the conveyor rails here as well. I don't think this is going to be anything too complicated. I think this is just going to go like this. And I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to put here yet. The reality is I could put the chute... I could actually put the excess chute in here and then sort it a little bit, but I don't know. Maybe you had an evaporator building. Okay, well... I don't know. It's not finished. We need to get them to actually start breeding. But here is the little guy, the special little fella. I'm just going to relocate you in here for now. We're going to start breeding you. We're going to see what happens. The other thing we actually do need to do first, the gas situation. There's too much polluted oxygen in here. I need to I need to get rid of all of these tiles. As many as we can manage. So that the gas isn't restricted. So let's get rid of all of that. And then carbon dioxide is up here. Carbon dioxide is getting in here. This needs to creep over this way. Now that we've actually drained some of the polluted water. So it's probably going to go like that. And then I probably actually should let this be done. So that's probably going to be a ladder here. This slime doesn't have any germs on it, so you can just dig this up. Let that go there. I mean, there is enough carbon dioxide for you to start breathing, but you're going to hit the problem with the polluted oxygen pretty soon. We're going to have to murder this squid as well, and then I'm going to get in here and dig this out. Okay, yep, let's yellow alert it now. Also, Nemetrek, you need to exit your suit. You need a new suit. We do have a new suit. Here you go. Also, I just realized we have 15 dupes, but I never built a 15th bedroom. I guess it doesn't really matter. Can't wait for the DLC that adds evaporation mechanics. Do you want hairy Slicksters? I haven't seen the temperature of that room. Long hair Slicksters. I actually don't think I mind having long hair Slicksters this time. We have way too much oxygen production for this amount of duplicates. Like, we literally set up a spawn for our cool steam vent that's geotuned just for the hydrogen. I kind of want to delete this oxygen, which means I should probably have long hair Slicksters and put them in the bedrooms. I don't know. Why not? We can sweep all of the liquids in here when we're done as well. I don't know what to do with this. I want there to be... Maybe if I just put a little blob of gunk here, the oil would slip over it and then it would actually still form a seal. That's probably what I should do, actually, isn't it? And we just did drop some gunk somewhere, didn't we? Yeah. Okay, let's just do that. Naphtha would be a good one as well. Something that crude oil actually sits on, which is not a lot. I do need to repair that bridge, though, as well. So... Oh. God damn it. You can't actually do that with these. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to get you to build the wire around here instead. That's super annoying, but I am going to do it. That needs to be a ladder. Because replacing the bridges at the moment is bugged. It doesn't actually work. Does it mean we'll see the Rex long hair Slickster? No. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen anyone intentionally ranch them. People talk about it. It's mostly just a flex. And this run has been going pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with flexing. Where did you go? Oh, you're in here. What? What? Oh, it's because it's not full of oil. That's why. Oh, well, I'm going to have to temporarily block the guy in then. Until he makes more oil. He has made some oil. That's irritating. So I guess what I'll do is I'll have to relocate you in here and I'll have to put a mesh tile here. That's fine. I can put mesh tiles here. That's not a deal breaker. My ranch is leaking. It's leaking the smallest possible amount. Okay, Nemetrek should be calming down now. I will continue to do more silly researches. In terms of the actual access, it is very convoluted at the moment. The main access is actually down here through the squid obstacle course. So I would definitely prefer just to get these guys set up first. Then move on later. Yeah, build that tile and then we'll move you over. I don't mind if you go down here. And again... Oh, well... You can get moved. It's fine. He jumped. Got bagged anyways. If I put you in here... Now there's a little blob of oil here. You won't actually go through the liquid. So you should be fine for now, but you might occasionally not appear in the ranch, which is okay in my book. You still need to turn into an adult anyways, and you're already drinking the bracky, which is kind of funny. That's okay. This is going to be a long loop. Is that actually a good thing? I don't know. It's probably fine. It's probably fine. Yeah, this is going to take a while. It's going to need a little bit of adjustment. I'm going to suppress notifications on this. I'm going to just set these to every random product at the moment, and maybe we'll organize it later. And I think that will do. He's in the wrong place! I think we'll start heating it up once we've actually got lots of Slicksters in here. Although the only thing with that is we're going to end up with lots of long hair eggs if we do it that way. Now, this area is filling with CO2, just not very quickly. You need to keep sweeping the liquids, I think. Grab all the liquids from this bit. Don't dig those tiles. And then I can't actually let any more gas through here. But I think what I will do is I'll make sure that we dig up all of these tiles and all of these tiles. And we'll make that passage as wide as possible. That should be fine. In fact, actually I can go up here because of this ladder for now. Let's go ahead and do that. I've branched on a rhyme map that rolled like 8 water-producing gases. Yeah! There's so much oxygen in the game now that I'm actually kind of tempted to say that long-hair Slicksters are fine. Like, obviously dense puffs actually turn it back into oxygen via oxalite, but they're more complicated to ranch. Long-hair Slicksters are pretty easy to ranch. And they turn oxygen into meat. And sometimes you actually have enough oxygen these days that that's a worthwhile trade. Which is kind of nuts. But this is what happens when Clay keeps adding more and more powerful oxygen sources to the game. This ladder should go here as well. And then I can make a bit more room over here. I'll dig this as well. I'll dig this. I basically want to dig as many of these tiles as I can get away with. I should probably just dig these tiles too. I have a neat little design for flying critter droppers. Flying critter droppers. I'd like to see that one too. I've been struggling with that a lot. When we did the Dartle ranching video, I just did critter drop-offs for the puffs, for the squeaky puffs. And that worked pretty well. I would like to see what a dropper looks like. I tried to get them to go into the doors and they just didn't do it. On my run, I'm determined not to build one electrolyzer. We obviously did our no electrolyzers run on the prehistoric planet pack. It seems pretty easy these days. But I'm doing the electrolyzers on this run, not because I want the oxygen, but because I want the hydrogen. That's the silly thing. I probably need to put another ice temperature plate in here again. I should actually come up with a permanent cooling solution for this at some point, but I can't be bothered. Well, I need to make sure this is priority 9. And then that'll do. This needs to stay open because eventually the shaft will be full of oil. When this is full of oil, in fact, if you just laid a little bit more oil down here, then you wouldn't be able to escape, and then you'd be fine. So you'll probably sort it out pretty soon. I'm building one right now for shine bugs. Ooh. Yeah, keep me updated. Keep me updated. The more technology we discover, the longer I can put off the Rex video. No, I'm kidding. I think this is going alright, but yeah, we just need to make sure all this CO2 is able to get in here. I could definitely dig this as well. That seems easy enough. Go ahead and dig this as well. This is sealed for no good reason. We've got a load of carbon dioxide in here. That's not good. How about you do that? Then you can let that carbon dioxide down as well. Then probably dig... Oh. There's several annoying tiles here. You can dig this. Dig that. One thing I've never built is a research reactor, kind of scared to. Did you see my Sandbox Showcase video on the miniature nuclear reactor? I haven't done a video on the regular nuclear reactor build with a load of steam turbines, because I think people have just generally done that really well, and I don't really have that much to add to that topic. But I did do a video about the miniature nuclear reactor. So normally people set up research reactors so they can generate a large amount of heat for powering their base. But I designed a nuclear reactor so that you get more nuclear waste out of your depleted uranium. Out of your uranium ore. So it actually, instead of limiting coolant, like the power generating designs do, it limits fuel. But it still produces the nuclear waste. Just a lot less heat, so it runs off of only a small amount of steam turbines. It might actually just be one steam turbine. I thought it might have been 2. But it makes a ton of nuclear waste for relatively small footprint in your base. And the nuclear waste is obviously good for thermal shenanigans, and it's good for generating radiation. So it's pretty good for farming mutant plants. I haven't actually done that yet in a run, but I probably should. You're just going to be annoying forever, aren't you? Basically, I just want to get to the point where we just have a load of CO2 in here. I know this polluted oxygen is going to keep being a problem, though, as well. Just because we have a load of off-gassing polluted water. I probably need to make it so it can rise up properly as well. So let's actually go in here. And then I'll get you to dig some more tiles here. Let that out a bit better. That will probably help. This just needs to go. This all needs to be swept immediately. Same here. And dig that liquid as well. Then we can start letting more CO2 out here. Yeah, because the ethanol distillers are making a ton of CO2. It's actually getting up to the carbon skimmer now. The carbon skimmer is probably not going to be able to keep up with that long term. Also, the gum palms are actually growing again. That's good. I've got the lum on the pinch of pepper duty now. Oh, what have I done here? Why is this not a ranch now? What's going on? Oh. This was supposed to be a thing. And by ranch, I mean farm. Looking at one for power. Yeah. I will do a video on that someday, but that's not a priority because there is no shortage of power sources in the game, and you don't want a nuclear reactor to blow up. Yeah, it's very efficient for power, for the amount of uranium you put in. But frankly, there's a lot of things that just give you power for absolutely free in this game. And it's usually enough power that you can just run your base off of it. We did do a nuclear reactor at the end of the Flip Farters YouTube series. That was an old playthrough, but quite a good one. Hello, Connect Tien. Hope you're doing well. Yeah. We've done a bit of rambling now, but I think I'm gonna wrap it up. It's gonna take us a little while to multiply our Slickster population. How are the poke shells doing? We got some poke shell spawns. We got 4 oak shell eggs. We actually have a lot of poke shells running around in here. This has not cooled down enough with the thermoregulator. It's trying, but the poke shells are hot. I'm kind of worried we're gonna dump too many of them in here. Also, what's going on with this? I think I need to let the regular poke shells in here again. Has that been happening, or have they just been wandering over here? Oh, we've had so many hatching. They've all turned into adults first. Okay, I'm just going to up this to 64 then. Let's let some adults back in here. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but yeah. You're not running a petroleum boiler this run either. I'm not even talking about petroleum boilers. I'm just talking about like geotuning geysers. I guess you could not have any power generating geysers on your map. That's true. I don't know, man. I mean, I think maybe if you're on a radioactive ocean, you'd set up a nuclear reactor for power. But okay, this is the thing that gets to me, right? The situations where setting up a nuclear reactor makes sense are invalidated because you can just set up beaters with Sackler critter traps and get infinite hydrogen. So why would you ever bother doing a nuclear reactor? Just for power. That's the thing. If the easy option is also the most powerful, then it's just not good. But I don't know how you'd fix that. Because, yeah, I'd pick the option that uses the least space. That's true. Because you're just shoving steam turbines everywhere you possibly can with the nuclear reactor, so it's pretty efficient space-wise, especially when you're coolant limiting it. That's true. Oh, I don't know. I'll do a video on it someday, but it's not a huge priority. Right, I think I'm just going to wrap it up here, because these guys aren't moving on anytime soon. So what's this actually going to look like? I think I'm probably going to have the guild goes in the shot as well. And then I guess I'll just have this be the thumbnail. You're playing Power World? Nice. I personally prefer insert anything with turbines to power. Yeah. Fair enough. I like turbines as well. They're pretty good. A bit sad that we're not actually ranching the Slicksters today, but we have indeed run out of time, and we've had a lot of productive conversations about other things. But in summary, we're going to have a pip ranching video come out sooner than I thought we were going to. I think. It would be silly if I didn't do one at this stage. And yeah, I want to show everyone that mod as well. That's important as well. But yeah, thanks for hanging out today, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed everything. If you're still here from Diamond Maker's raid earlier, thanks very much for sticking around. I do appreciate the company. We are extremely close to getting a new computer. We have almost earned enough money for that. I'm going to buy it probably end of August, and we're going to get it set up in September. Maybe the Rex video will be the first video I record with the new computer. That would be fun. I don't know. Yeah, if you like what you've seen, feel free to follow me on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube if you haven't already for more live Oxygen Not Included playthroughs. We're also uploading a load of YouTube videos, as we've been discussing at length today. And there's a Discord where we show off cool builds and designs as well. I believe, actually, there are things to look at. Yeah, let's have a look at some things on the Discord. No, that one. Right. So, Zarek's got some screenshots. So, the light from the shine bugs has changed now. So, it's actually viewable when you've got a shine bug reactor. So, that's nice. Very nice for everyone involved. Just a shame that the bugs got nerfed, but still eminently possible if you have little babies. The nymphs are what's actually providing the light now, instead of the adults. That's a lot of decor. Wow, you got some royal bugs in there? Blimey. And the knit situation from Highborn Jace. Wow. Yeah, that's a lot of lure plants. And a lot of knits. That's terrifying. Yeah, have fun with that. The ranch used for filling Shinebug reactors. Oh, I see. So what happens then? Do they just actually fly into the door and then get shoved down? Because I tried doing something very similar to this with Puffs, and they just never actually stayed in the door. Or is this just a situation where you're able to shut the door before it moves through it? I feel like that's the case, because it's actually a passageway where they have to float down. No, they eventually go to the bottom and get counted. The door only grabs one critter from a group of 3. Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to think about that then, because... yeah. Droppers for flying critters is on my list. But again, it's only really relevant for Shinebugs, Puffs, and what? Gassy Moos? And Gassy Moos don't actually reproduce. So, probably just Shinebugs and Puffs. I am going to make an updated Puff video at some point, where we use automation to sort everything. The Gassy Moos, you've been using Ninjit's design. Yeah, I haven't got around to doing that yet. You have a design for Puffs? Fair enough, fair enough. You haven't been building over your back wall, have you? It looks like you have been. But yeah. Thanks so much for hanging around, everyone. I'll be back. I'll probably be back on Friday. I should be back on Friday, because we need to actually ranch some guys. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? Yeah, who are we gonna go raid? Go raid to Legit City. It's been a while. Well, it hasn't been a while. I usually raid to Legit City every week, but I haven't raided them this week. It's just falling asleep. One of the bristle noses is currently covering the camera. That's why it looks so dark. Yes, take care, everyone. I'll be back on Friday after this repetitive heatwave situation. Yeah, take care, everyone, and stay cool. Bye for now.